To draw a T-Rex, you're going to need a pen, a pencil, and an eraser, but let's not talk about it. Let's do it. Okay, so on this sort of side of the paper here, I'm going to start off by drawing a rectangle. Now, I'm drawing this very, very gently, so don't press too hard. And then about a third of the way down, we want to sort of draw a line pretty much going straight across. That's going to be its back and shoulders. But look, let's put a little curve in there for the shoulders and a little curve for the back. And then maybe a little swoop up for the tail. And that'll just sort of make it that bit easier. So if we go like that. And then we're going to want to come down with the neck. And then that will sort of come up then to sort of swishy tail at the end. And then we're going to want the legs here. So these are the thighs, and then you're going to want like a triangle, long triangle like that for the leggy bits. And then that's going to curve forward like that, and that's going to curve forward not quite so much. The feet are going to be the hardest thing on this drawing. So we'll have again this kind of long triangle coming forward and coming not quite so forward there. And here you're going to want to have little triangles, two little triangles there and another one there, so pointing, kind of slightly pointing down. Those are going to be the toes. Why not join me on Patreon for images, help sheets, advice and a whole lot more. So we will start here, and we're going to draw a curve like that, which is going to be the kind of eyebrow. And then from there we can come forward and down in a curve. And then here we're going to go up in a curve, down in a curve, up in a curve, down in a curve. And then bring that down there and forwards to the kind of bottom lip, as it were. You can make a slightly crumbly kind of line around like that as well if you want. This is going to be slightly kind of 3D, so put a line there, and we're going to want a nostril there, a hint of a nostril there. And you can maybe sort of put a line in there, and then that's just going to go straight up there. And draw not the biggest eye in the world. I think it looks more sinister the smaller the eye is. And then let's just draw a bit of kind of shadow in around there, and then we're going to want the eyebrow for the other side, but you can't see the other eye, that's sort of hidden around the other side. And then let's just finish off this bit around there, and then draw lots of teeth. So we're just going to do lots of sort of zigzags like that all the way around there, and then all the way around here too. And just keep zigzagging, zigzagging, zigzagging. And then we're going to want to have a tongue. And that will do this curve, which goes right to the back there and then kind of stops there. And then another curve there for that kind of line down the middle of the tongue. And then you're going to see some more teeth kind of around there. And we'll maybe have some kind of lines underneath there and around there, and whatever. When you're drawing something like this, you always want to draw what's nearest to you. So in fact, we've got to draw these sort of funny little front arms that they have. So let's do them first. Just a little chevron kind of arrow shape like that. Come down into the elbow and down to the wrist. Elbow, wrist. And you can do this in quite kind of shaky, crumbly lines because they're, scaly skins, haven't they? And then we just want these two claws on the front. Originally they thought there were three claws, and but they hadn't actually dug up the whole thing at the time, so they just assumed there would be because they'd seen, I think it was an allosaur or something like that, they'd seen another one. I thought that has three on the front, so the T-Rex must have two, but it turned out it didn't. We want this to be sort of kind of crumbly kind of line coming along there. Of course, I might have got that completely wrong, so, let me know in the comments down below if you're a dinosaur expert, which I don't claim to be at all. And let's bring that stop when we get to the hip there. And the hip, yeah, it is the hip. Hip and the thigh. And then we can bring this line, and a nice curve all the way down, almost to that toe. So let's draw in these toes. And they want to be slightly curved on the top. Slightly curved. And we'll just draw those in there like that. This is not the easiest drawing. So this is going to come up here, getting slightly closer and then just disappearing into a dot. And this will do the same. It's coming up there and then it's sort of just disappearing. So this will come here like that, and that's going to follow this curve up and then fill out into the thigh there. And here again, that's going to come up here. It's getting slightly closer and closer and then just disappearing into dots. Coming up here, getting closer and closer and disappearing into dots. So then here we can draw this kind of curve around like that, which is kind of the toe bit. And and then here we're going to want to have these, well, I've forgotten what they're called now. So we'll just have this little hook. It's kind of like the thumb, but it's not, because it's a foot. You don't have a thumb on a foot, and we can do that. And we're going to do the same here. We'll come around like that, and around like that, and this one will come around there like that, and that wants to be a little bit there. But you're not going to. You might see a little bit of the hook in there. So we'll just do that, just to let you know that we know that it's there. And that can just dot away into the distance. And then that can come up to there. Now, when you are absolutely sure that the ink is dry, then you can erase those pencil lines, because you didn't press too hard, did you? And then we can start doing all the final details. So we need to do another little arm in there, don't we? So draw 2 lines forward and then 2 little hooked claws, and then we can put a bit of serious shadow there like that. And then here I think we need to have some kind of shadow underneath there, and I'm just sort of doing this in a kind of slightly wiggly line. I don't want it to look too mechanical, and then we can put some shadow down there. I think we need to put shadow in there too. That can come right up to the line there, like we can right up to the line there. And that's going up to the line too, but we put a little bit of shading in there. And also kind of down here. Oh, just to give a bit of kind of curve to the creature. And I think I'm gonna this is artistic fantasy here, so I'm gonna give it this kind of white pale stomach like that. And we're going to draw lots of kind of crumbly bit scales. So I'm going to go around the outside first and draw bits, sort of half scales, to give that feeling of it sort of curving around. And then we can sort of draw in more like that. And we might have some sort of shade in there as well, and we've probably got a bit of shade underneath there too. Now you're going to want to have it sort of standing on something, so we're going to draw this little hill. It's kind of looking out in a predator-like way. It's seeing what's for lunch, and we can do that. And then I think we'll probably want to have some shade down here as well, so I'm going to not make it look too mechanical, so I'm going to do the shade in these kind of little hesitant kind of marks like that. We maybe put some grass in there too, and if you wanted you could have some kind of mountain ranges in the background. A little bit of sort of shading there. And then finally, I think we ought to have kind of the inside of the mouth there. So I'm just going to sort of shade that dark in there, like that. And I'll maybe add a little bit of shading to the tongue. Now this is quite tricky because you've got to get it in between the teeth as well. like that, which will just, and then actually we've got sort of shading. The whole thing is, the whole tongue is being shaded, so what we could do is just sort of put a bit of shade in there like that. So that doesn't quite work there, so we'll add that in there. You can always keep adding stuff, you know, if you want to. You can sort of add little random kind of lines and things like that for texture and stuff, whatever. There we go. Thanks for watching, and make sure you're subscribed to the Shoo Rayner drawing channel and keep coming back for lots more drawings every week. And in the meantime, keep drawing, drawing, drawing. Practice, practice, practice. And I'll see you next time. You take care now. Bye-bye.